Welcome back, guys. It's Craziness of the Internet here, and we are back again with another informational video here in EVE Online. Here today in this video, we'll be going over how to get a fast understanding of EVE Online versus other MMOs in modern times, and to give yourself a faster understanding of how to design your ship builds, and to understand that it is very similar to many other MMOs that you have played. Just in this game, you are in a spaceship. Now, in EVE Online, there is many different mechanics, and it will be completely different than many of the MMOs that you have played, but the build design of what you would call your ship, i.e. character, and the principles of all MMOs will remain the same. Because do not forget, you guys, that EVE Online was created and the birth of it was around the same time as the birth of the MMO genre, as it was getting very popular, and EVE Online has slowly evolved over the years with all of the other MMOs and will keep on evolving, but the principles and idea of the build and character design is around the same. So as you can see right here, if you guys open up the ship tree and you simulate any ship in the game, it doesn't matter which ship you choose to simulate. This right here will open up the simulated fitting window. It doesn't matter how many slots that they do have in the high, medium, and low. What you are trying to do here is teach yourself a fast understanding of EVE Online so that you can get a faster idea of how to design your own ship builds. Now remember, you guys, in EVE Online, there is no best ship or best ship design. Every single ship in the game is situational, and that is what makes the game and the PvP unique, because each ship counters each other, and then each ship design can counter another. This is where it becomes what some people call rock, paper, scissors, because you may know the ship, but you never know the design. This is the beauty of EVE Online. Now, you guys, when you are trying to reach an understanding of how to design your ships and a fast build design in the game, just remember this right here. Compared to other MMOs and other action RPGs that you have played, the principles will be the same, and we're going to go over it right now. So if you do look right here in your high slots, this is your weapons, like all the other games that you have played. Here in your mid and low slots, this is your gear. And over here in your rigs, these will be your percentile buffs, just like your earrings and your necklaces, the exact same thing. But here in EVE Online, they do have something unique that is different versus other MMOs, and that is the ability to save your percentiles. Now, what I mean by that is, in any action RPG or any MMO, you have things like gems that go into your weapon slots, or you have items that buff your gems in enchantments or things like that. Here in EVE Online, because it's a risk-adverse sandbox and you could lose everything in a player-to-player confrontation, the gaming company CCP allows you as a player a one-time chance to save your percentiles, which they call in this game implants, which we'll get into in a moment, but they allow you to save it in what you did see earlier, and that is this right here. It's called an escape pod. So once your ship does go down in EVE Online, you do get that one chance moment. If it's able to be warped away, there could be bubbles and other things that do prevent you from saving your pod, but most of the time you can get away if you are paying attention. So once your ship does blow up, you do get an escape pod one-time chance where you can warp away, saving all of your implants, i.e. your bonus percentiles that buff your gear in whatever fashion you chose. There is many different kinds of implants and many ways that you could build your designs, so do remind yourself that there isn't just one build or one ship that rules all, as you guys can never forget that in EVE Online, there is no best ship, that every single ship in the game is situational, and that you always have to choose what situation that you are trying to get your ship design or your ship build in, and make sure that you choose that correctly. That is what makes the PvP in EVE Online unique, and the sandbox aspect versus other MMOs that exist out there in the genre. Once you do start understanding this about EVE Online, then you do realize that implants and boosters are a main aspect of the game, and that you should be using them as much as possible. Now, when you do start combining implants with boosters, this is how in EVE Online you get those super unique impossible moments where either you survive, possibly escape in an epic moment, or even take down an enemy unit or small gang with your friends, or even in a solo fashion. To be able to even pull any of these maneuvers off, every single boost of percentile that you can get in the game is how you do it. as mainly when it does come to PvP in EVE Online, the most powerful thing truly is friendship, but secondary is as much percentiles as you can stack towards your main goal or situation of build that you have gotten yourself into. Now we're going to go over some of the types of boosters that do exist in EVE Online, some of the boosters that have existed prior, and how you can combine some of these together to create powerful combinations to help you in your ship builds and designs, even in player versus player out on the battlefield. Because remember, you guys, in EVE Online, the choice truly is always yours. Okay, so now that you guys have a basic understanding that there is many types of boosters in the game, and that there is also many types of implants that can lead you down many types of build paths and many types of scenarios in EVE Online. But you first need to understand that to make sure you do have your proper implant sets to stack your boosters, that you do need 5 of them. So I'll give you guys a quick example of what that would look like right now. Now each one of these implants do go in their own separate implant slot, but as you can see, they are named the same type, just a different implant slot. Now when you do combine all 5 of them, meaning that you do have one of each of the same type in each one of your slots, you do see that down there on the bottom, you do get that secondary bonus effect. This will allow you to have a set bonus just like other MMOs or ARPGs out there. Just reminding yourself that in this one it is a different style and that you are in a spaceship. But once you do see that you do get a secondary bonus by using a full implant set. Now there is 3 types. You can use a low grade, a mid grade, or a high grade set. Each one of these will give you a bonus to their effects. Now the stacks that I'm going to teach you guys today are the most common and most basic stacks that you should be using when you are out there in PvP on the battlefield, and you can even use these in active PvE. And the 3 that we will go over today are the Asclepian implant sets. You can combine these to create powerful percentile stacks by combining them with the boosters. Now remember that the Asclepian does allow you to have more repair amount to the ability of your armor repairers, giving you incredible tank as long as you have the power or the capacitor to be able to withhold your own repping need. And the second implant set that I'm going to teach you guys today are the crystal implant sets. These are exactly like the Asclepian, but they will rely on the shield-based active style gameplay for those type of players. And the last one that we will go over are the snake implant set. These will be for all speed type players and all types of players that do like kiting in EVE Online, because remember you guys, one of the most powerful things in EVE Online is speed, because if you can't catch them, your DPS won't even be able to apply to them. So by using the speed implants and utilizing the boosters on top of that, creating a powerful bonus stack, you can make sure that most players will never catch you unless they are boosted as well. Then it can become one heck of a dogfight. And noting to yourselves that there is many types of boosters in EVE Online, and when events and special things come to the game, they also usually do add special boosters as well. And when you do your AIR program, you also do get unique boosters, and you can save unique boosters such as Halcyon boosters, which are super powerful and one of the rarest in the game currently. And reminding yourself that there is past boosters that will come again, like boosters like this one from previous events. The boosters. Now for EVE Online, old players that are veterans to the game, to capital ship pilots, to battleship pilots, to FCs, to any group in nullsec that is listening to me now, if you take a good look at these boosters, each one of them is different slots, and they do expire around the time that the expansion will be released. And what I mean by that is when you have these boosters activated, as you can see, they range all the way from using our original boosters all the way to slot 17 that I've seen so far. Now before you can combine to create powerful implant sets with the booster designs that you're going for, especially in these 3 that I'm going to show you guys shortly, you first do have to understand the basic boosters. Now when it comes to the boosters, just like the implant sets, there is many different types to the style that you're going to use. So here in the boosters, you will see synthetic, standard, and strong style boosters. Each one of these will give you what you would call low, medium, and high grade boosting effects. And there is secondary boosters that you can stack with any active style playing build, and that is uses hard shells, and we'll get into that in a moment. Now, before we get into the basic booster combinations that we will utilize with our implant sets, you do first have to remember to yourselves that there is many types of boosters in the game, especially more than the ones you're seeing on the screen right now. You just always have to choose what type of booster that you do need specifically for your specific situation. Once you do grasp this basic understanding in EVE Online, how to combine your boosters and stack your percentiles, you do then have a better longevity in the game, whether it's PvE or PvP engagements. So with that said, you guys, let's get into those 3 basic booster combinations that you should be using when playing EVE Online. Alright, so the first basic booster sets that you should be using are the Exile and the Hard Shell. Now, what you guys may not know is that the Exile does give you a boost to your armor repair ability, and the Hard Shell will also do the same to your armor and shield repair ability. Now remember, like before, the Exile will come in 3 different forms, and that is a low, a mid, and a high grade tier form of the booster. So it is always best to use whichever booster that you need for your implant set. So if you are using a low grade implant set, then it is best to use the synthetic. If you are using a mid grade set, it is best to always just use a standard. And if you are using a high grade set, then you would want to stack as much percentiles as you could. So then you would risk using the strong booster, no matter the side effects, especially if you are spending the ISK for the best percentile implant sets, which are the high grade ones. Now, the second set of boosters that we will be going over are the blue pill booster. These will help you utilize your shield repair ability. The Exile ones that we did just cover, those are for your armor repair ability, and you should be using these with your crystal implant sets, just like the information that was just provided to you guys on the Exile boosters and the Asclepian implant set. The same principles will apply here with the crystal implant set and the blue pills. Always making sure that you are using your boosters to the class of your implant set, as you do also need to remind yourself that in EVE Online, the boosters are usually set to the size of ship as well. As an example, if you do use a strong booster in a smaller class vessel and you do take that 30% negativity in whatever aspect it is, it will hurt your vessel extremely hard, so make sure you take that into account. Now, the last group of boosters that we're going to take a look at here are the speed style boosters, the agency overclocker. Now, there is 4 types of these, but these are the 3 that you would want to use. Now, these are a little different than the Exile and the blue pill, as these are a slot 11, which is a more advanced slot when it does come to the booster sets in EVE Online. Now, you combine these boosters with the snake implant set, either the low, medium, or high grade implant. This will allow you to have that extra little boost of speed against your opponent, as they will usually not have these activated. As one of the most powerful utilities in EVE Online, you guys, is speed. Most people do think it's DPS or HP, but in EVE Online, speed is king, because if you can't apply your DPS, your HP won't matter because you are already dead. Now, there is 2 other special kinds of boosters that you can use called Quaif boosters that will actually boost your velocity, speed, and agility. These, combined with the overclocking booster and the implants, do allow for a powerful combination. So do make sure that if you are going to go all in on one style of a format, that you do use it to the best of your ability, or to what your ISK ratio can afford at the time. Once you guys start seeing that there's so many ways to create a style of a ship, not just picking one style of a ship and going with one style of build, and there is so many percentile ways to boost that style of a build or style of a ship, or in whatever fashion of gameplay you're trying to conquer, you can manipulate it to become super powerful. So I'm going to show you guys 3 of the most basic combinations that you should be using in EVE Online, whether you're doing PvE, PvP, or out there even just roaming and scouting with your friends. Now, the first combination that we are going to take a look at here is the armor repping combination. Now, by utilizing the Exile booster with its percentile bonus, combined with the hard shell booster from its percentile bonus, adding on top of that the percentile bonus from the implant, you can then combine them all together to give yourself an incredible amount of percentile gain in the game. Never forgetting that there is many different styles of combinations that you can do in EVE Online. You just have to make sure to stack your percentiles towards your advantage in your current situation. Now, one of the next combinations that you can do in EVE Online will utilize the shield repping power. This will combine the blue pill and its percentiles also with the hard shell booster, adding that extra percentile on top of that. Both of these combined will also stack stack with your crystal implant set, making you to have some powerful percentiles on your side, especially in those times when it is really needed. Now, the final combination that we are going to take a look at today is the most powerful combination in the game. Not that it can dish out the most DPS or that it can absorb the most damage resistant wise, but it is one of the most powerful utilities in the game, and that is speed. So by utilizing the overclocker and its percentile bonus and combining that with one of the choices of the Quaif boosters, adding that percentile to your stack, and finally combining both of those with your snake implants, having all of these percentiles together gives you a super edge and advantage on the battlefield, no matter what it is you are trying to do. And every single player in the game should be utilizing some kind of implant towards booster control, as these three that I did show you guys here are all mid-tier grade implant and booster sets combined. But there is many different combinations and many different boosters, not just these three, as you guys have seen in this video. And lastly, I am going to show you guys Omega implants, but first it was best to show you all of the steps and basic combinations before you understood the Omega implants. These are a slot 6 implant, but they will boost your overall implant set bonus by a huge amount. If you do want to learn more about implants and boosters, there will be links down there where you can read up on these types of assets for you in the game. If you guys did make it all the way to the end of the video, please do like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys are all staying safe out there. God bless, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.